There's a growing problem in Oklahoma affecting our children, our sisters, and our friends.
Revenge porn is a problem thriving on isolation and secrecy and started only in the past few years. Channel 8's Maureen Wirtz is here with a look at why this activity grows when no one is talking about it. Maureen.
Mark and Kristen, the problem is revenge porn. And experts say the majority of victims are women under the age of 30, and half of them have considered or attempted suicide while dealing with the shame and suffering in silence. But tonight, we give one victim a voice.
Like, I found a community of women who this is happening to as well.
When we jump on the internet, surf Facebook, retweet, and Instagram, we carve out our social media trail, seeing what and who we can find. But for Heaven, instead of a funny panda clip or an Adele cover, she's looking for pictures of herself.
In my bed at night, searching, trying to find more pictures, more websites, just to see where all I am. People are threatening me.
From the safety of her home, Heaven shared her story with us. In front of her, a regular computer. But to Heaven, it's a gateway to something much darker.
What goes through your mind is you're just like, it's almost blank. It's like staring at a train that's coming at you. It's like, this is still happening. Like, this is bigger than me. I can't get away from it. I caught my girlfriend sleeping with her ex today, so I feel like the only good thing to do is give her naked pictures out on the internet. He says that it's her.
These are some of the messages she gets from strangers every day. Since someone she once trusted posted naked photos of her online.
People are telling you, send them more pictures or else.
Now it's people she doesn't know who are creating folders of these photos, making sure they will never go away.
I went to therapy because I was really suicidal.
Heaven isn't alone. Revenge porn is becoming more common around the world. More daughters, sisters, and mothers have been victimized on more than 3,000 websites. Revenge porn is a term that includes anything from simple naked photos to sex tapes that were created with the understanding they were private and not to be shared. 26 states have made posting it against the law. Missing from that list, Oklahoma.
It's very concerning to see this kind of thing happen and to see the increase. Again, it's not that we're seeing a lot of this, but we're seeing more than we were before.
Dr. Tony Wells says power and control are the driving forces behind the revenge porn appeal. Heaven experiencing that loss of control firsthand after receiving messages from people she didn't know.
If you delete your Facebook, I will send this to everybody who you know. I'll send it to your parents. I'll upload your address online. I'm going to put you in danger.
Those threats weighing on Heaven for years, until she finally broke her silence and told her parents.
At 8:25, supposedly a guy knocked on the door to wake a guy up from a house fire. I said he knocked him up.
Keith Taylor has been on Good Morning Oklahoma for 10 years. Each day he's reporting the news, informing viewers, telling jokes, and making people laugh. But helping his daughter was something different.
She came withdrawn and sullen and moody, and having older girls just assumed that may have been part of the growing up process.
And when Heaven finally talked,
it was hard to hear.
It was hard to hear, but at the same time, it was like, you know, she's okay. And then you see how strong she is, or is. She's amazing. And that's the kind of thing that can knock you down and put you going backwards, but
she's come out stronger because of it.
Come on. Look at her, she's running in slow motion.
as reprehensible as this may seem, it's not against the law in Oklahoma, but one lawmaker is trying to change that. Senator David Holt is a Republican state senator from Oklahoma City, and on his desk, a bill that could change everything for people like Heaven.
We do a lot of things, unfortunately, in Oklahoma, historically, to disrespect women.
SB 1257 would make it a crime for people to post revenge porn. First offense, a misdemeanor. Second offense, a felony with the possibility of jail time and a fine.
And it's not ever the woman's fault, you know. it is absolutely the man's fault, and I think this law is making a statement to that effect.
We went to State Senator Gary Stanislawski. Heaven lives in his district, and until recently, he had never heard of revenge porn.
I had no idea.
Now, he says he'll be adding one important thing to the bill: his name.
My first impression when I learned more about the stories that's going on, I get angry.
As Heaven waits out the legislative process, she's doing one thing to help other women like her. And it starts with sending a difficult Facebook message.
This is not because of me, but I feel like I should tell you, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and this isn't bad news, this is horrible news, but someone that you trusted betrayed your trust.
She says she offers victims the tools she's used to cope and reminds them of one key word there: victim.
Family members have asked me, well, why did you? Who the hell cares why I did anything? Why did he post these?
There should be laws in place.
Keith and Rhonda proud to sit down and share with us their daughter's strength.
But does it support Heaven? Yes. Does it let her know that we love her and we back her in whatever she does and we're always willing to stand behind her? Yes. Does it mean that whatever she wants to do, do we support her? Yes. We always will support her. We'll always be there.
And it doesn't matter who you are, it can happen.
I'm proud of my story, and it's mine, and it's my body. And no one's gonna use it against me, ever. No, ma'am.
For the first time in a while, Heaven is smiling, and she's happy. She's got a whole list of reasons why. Her family, love, and finally, she's got her power back. In most cases of revenge porn, the first step would be filing a takedown notice under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. And if the websites don't take the photos down, the next step would be suing for copyright infringement.
So what's next for the Senate bill that you mentioned?
Kristen, right now it's in the Judiciary Committee, so it's just in the beginning stages. But what you can do to show your support is contact your representative and let them know your thoughts on the bill. Now, we've made that so easy for you all. We've got it all up on our website and all the links that you'll need.
Thank you very much, and thank you to Heaven for sharing her story. New steps are being made in the legislature to make revenge porn illegal here in Oklahoma.
Channel 8's Maureen Wirtz has more on the exclusive investigation we first brought you a month ago and what's next for victims of revenge porn. Maureen.
Mark, Kristen, when you last saw Heaven Taylor, she was walking away happy for the first time in years. And today you'll see her taking her next step from becoming a victim to a victor. There's a lot to take note of at the state capitol.
There are a lot of men out there. Hopefully making good choices.
From Heaven's eyes, some of the people you may run into may be a little strange.
811. And this is our mascot. Is that hot, that outfit? Yes. Oh dear. Well, it's cute.
But her focus is continuing her fight against revenge porn.
We're only on step one, but...
Well, I feel like I'm on like step 20, honestly, so I'm relieved. I feel like I'm at the tail end of it, and I'm sure you feel like you're at the beginning, so.
For years, Heaven has had to fight the battle herself after someone she once trusted posted naked photos of her online.
I give you straight props for doing that.
But now it's people like Representative John Paul Jordan helping her fight back.
As he started posting these images online, I started receiving messages from people propositioning me, trying to meet up with me, and then it started to get more aggressive. I started receiving threats, so, a rape threat every now and then just kind of became normal.
We first told you about State Senator David Holt's Bill 1257 in the beginning of February.
Yeah, we know each other through Twitter, but it's good to meet in person. So, well, great. Well, welcome to the Capitol.
Thank you.
The bill would make posting revenge porn illegal here in Oklahoma. The first offense, a misdemeanor. The second one, a fine with the possibility of jail time. It's gone through the Senate.
This is my second year.
And now Jordan will be taking it to the House.
This isn't something that was agreed upon. This was something done to you. So thank you for sharing that story.
Thank you for standing up.
It's a journey Heaven says she had to walk alone for so long. But now she's speaking up and people are listening.
And this was always kind of the goal. It's just not something I thought I would get to do. It's something I wanted to do, but without Miss Maureen, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So, thank you. I'm gonna get emotional.
This is what you do when you're shy, is that?
Nice to meet you so much. Oh, great. Inspiring.
encouraging other women to stand up and do the same.
Handshakes and hugs leave Heaven with one feeling she can't shake.
Thank you.
Hope.
It's gotten a lot more attention, so I think it'll go through. If it doesn't go through, there will be a lot of backlash, which could also be a good thing, because that's still attention to it. So I think Oklahoma will go on the right side of this.
In the next 3 to 4 weeks, the bill will be heard in a House committee, then hopefully it will go onto the House floor, and then it'll go back to the Senate, and then onto the governor's desk. Live in the Web Center, Maureen Wirtz, Tulsa's Channel 8.
Thank you, Maureen. Governor Fallin has signed a bill outlawing revenge porn. Channel 8's Maureen Wirtz has been following this story since December. New tonight, she has more on what this law means for victims and perpetrators.
I know, I would have been so much more emotional if you'd been the one, but this is still pretty sweet that I got the message from the senator. I mean, hello.
In April of 2011, Heaven Taylor found out that someone she once trusted posted naked photos of her online. And on May 5th, 2016, Governor Mary Fallin of Oklahoma signed a law that would make posting revenge porn illegal starting November 1st.
Well, you know, Monday or Tuesday it would have been really exciting. Wednesday would have been pretty cool. Today I'm like, man, I've been waiting for this all week.
On February 12th, 2016, Heaven and her family shared their story with you.
I went to therapy because I was really suicidal.
And her parents, Keith and Rhonda, making sure Heaven knew they stood behind her, no matter what.
It was hard to hear.
It was hard to hear, but at the same time, it was like, you know, she's okay. And then you see how strong she is, or is. She's amazing. And that's the kind of thing that can knock you down and put you going backwards.
She's come out stronger because of it.
SB 1257 was introduced by State Senator David Holt. When we met back in February, it was just in the beginning stages.
We do a lot of things, unfortunately, in Oklahoma, historically, to disrespect women.
On March 11th, the bill had gone through the Senate in a 42-2 vote, and it was up to Representative John Paul Jordan to get it through the House.
I give you straight props for doing that.
The bill passed unanimously through the House, then went back through the Senate and on to the governor's desk. The final draft of the bill says posting revenge porn will be a misdemeanor and have a possibility of a year in jail, a fine, or both.
The process has been very long and very hard. I'm not going to pretend like it's easy, but now I have something. I have a number. I have 1257. That's my number, and that makes me really happy.
She says she still gets messages to this day and knows her pictures won't ever be completely gone from the internet. But the idea that maybe one less person won't be a victim makes every step she took and all the time she waited worth it.
We need allies. We need people to work with us whenever we want to make change. But all it really takes is someone realizing that they can do more than they thought they could.
Maureen Wirtz, Tulsa's Channel 8.
The law could go into effect November 1st. Oklahoma has a new revenge porn law on the books. A young lady who shared her story with KTUL viewers made a difference in getting it passed. Channel 8's investigative reporter Maureen Wirtz has a behind-the-scenes look at the hurdles the bill hit before being signed into law.
With how these guys are sharing your pictures. And I was like, okay, like I'm really confused, but okay. He's like,
you first met Heaven Taylor back in February. She's a brave young woman who was strong enough to share her story about revenge porn. And State Senator David Holt was there to listen.
We do a lot of things, unfortunately, in Oklahoma, historically, to disrespect women.
Holt authored the bill, SB 1257, or better known as the Revenge Porn Bill. Revenge porn is a term that includes anything from simple naked photos to sex tapes that were created with the understanding they were private and not to be shared. Holt says back in August, he was asked about making revenge porn illegal here in Oklahoma.
Yeah, my first instinct was, gosh, do I really want to be standing on the floor of the Oklahoma Senate saying the words revenge porn? It's an explicit topic.
And that's where we came in. We had been working on a story about revenge porn with Heaven for a little over 2 months. And when I saw that he had proposed a bill, I immediately sent him an email.
within a few days, you did a great piece on it, and that was something I used. I mean, I shared the link to that to your piece with my colleagues when I felt that they maybe were reticent about approving the measure, and throughout the process.
Holt says right away the bill was almost killed, but he got it through the Senate and passed the baton to Representative John Paul Jordan.
And she met, on camera with members of the House and talked to them about the bill. I mean, that was enormously helpful in getting the bill on the right footing in the House.
Jordan soon ran into a roadblock. The governor was pushing for prison reform.
They felt the governor was likely to veto this bill because she had kind of maybe given them the impression that she was going to veto any bill that created new crimes.
So Holt and Jordan decided to change the penalty for revenge porn. Instead of a felony for the second offense, they changed it to a misdemeanor. And he even called the governor's office to make sure she would support it.
If it doesn't go through, there will be a lot of backlash.
If they were going to be against this bill, people were going to notice.
Finally, it went through the House where it passed unanimously.
Senator Holt messaged me at 3:14 and Maureen called me at 3:18.
When the bill was signed by the governor, we caught up with Heaven.
I would have been so much more emotional if you'd been the one, but this is still pretty sweet that I got the message from the senator. I mean, hello.
The thing I didn't know when I was filing that bill was that you would be there you and Heaven would be there to help us push it along, and that was certainly key to its success.
He says the steps that you saw on camera and the ones you didn't weren't always easy, but...
And the harder it is, the more, the more worthwhile it is. I mean, if it had been easy, we wouldn't be talking about it today.
Maureen Wirtz, Tulsa's Channel 8.
The law takes effect November 1st. For a complete look at the behind-the-scenes process and for our complete coverage of the story, check out KTUL.com.
Nice to see you. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything that you've done for women especially. Thank you.
It's an important issue.
Oh, it is.
I'm happy to do it.
Thank you from the governor weren't the words Heaven Taylor expected to hear. Not after her journey.
This is such a big moment for me. And so many other women. And so many children. And people who have... There are people who've committed suicide because of stuff like this.
In February, Heaven told you her story, how someone she once trusted posted naked photos of her online 5 years ago. Throughout the past 5 years, she's been alone, shamed, threatened. But today, she was everything but alone.
I appreciate your reporting on it because it's making a difference, getting the public aware, the legislators aware, and getting them backup information. And of course, her telling her story made a big difference.
We've shared every step of Heaven's journey with you, from first telling people about the problem to meeting with members of the House. And finally, when it was signed into law.
That is for you.
This is mine?
Yes, that's for you. It has my original signature on there. Thank you for all your work and coming out and telling your story and helping other people along.
Thank you. That's her original signature.
Sitting here talking to the governor, and she's thanking you for coming out and sharing your story.
I didn't know she would have the power to make me feel like the only person in the room like that. She was like holding my hand and looking me in the eye and saying, thank you for what you've done. And I was like, wow, being thanked for something like this is huge.
She's had a lot of words thrown her way over the last 5 years. But thank you. Those are the words that will stick. Maureen Wirtz, Tulsa's Channel 8.
I'm cool. Oh my God, I need to stop shaking this.